This life prepper here. All this BS with the stimulus and everything. Some of these Republicans don't want to help, blah, 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 blah. But then you hear the words New World Order coming up and some other things. Truth is, it's population reduction. Worldwide population reduction going on. And here's how I feel about some of it, and this is my personal opinion. You hear when they put in the stimulus package again about reducing Social Security benefits, reducing disability or possibility by half, or forcing people back into the workforce and things like that. Blah 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 blah. But you know what? A lot of these people cannot handle being in the workforce. They're mentally unstable. They're on medication. You take their insurance away from them. They're going to not take their meds, and they're going to end up on the streets. That's just how it is. But besides the point, on all this stuff here, I don't know why they want to do it. They call it entitlement, but the fact is we spent years paying in. Most of us, let me put it this way, most of us spent years paying in SS on our thing. Used to, and I remember a time when my mom and them, before mom started collecting hers, of course, and everything, I remember that it used to be, the insurance used to be included in the Social Security. Then all at once they started making us pay the Medicaid tax, the Medicare tax, and all this crap. So even after we retire, or if we go on disability, we still have to pay insurance. So you done paid in on all this here, all these years you worked, and so by the time you retire, you still got to pay it. So what they do with all that money? You've worked years and you paid in your Social Security, and then all at once you get sick due to this big virus deal and you pass away. What they're going to do with all that money there? If they don't have no kids, or they're not married, or blah blah blah, then nobody gets the money, of course. When you're owned up in age and your children are grown, nobody's going to get the money. They're going to save all this money because no matter how long you would have lived, you could have lived another 10, 20, 50, 100 years, who knows. But the longer, now the deaths in the U.S. is over 100,000. The worldwide is countless deaths worldwide going on. Population reduction? Could be. Where it was started at, they kept it under wraps. Do I believe that they was doing it for population reduction? My personal opinion, I think they were. But that's my personal opinion. But the fact is, if you turn around and you cut Social Security down by half, you take disability away from countless people who are on it, who need to be on it, who has worked and put their money into the workforce and saying, sorry, you're not getting it no more. We're taking your disability away from you. We're taking your medicines away from you because we're not going to pay for it anymore. And you are going to have to find a way to get it. Sorry, guess what? You're just going to end up living on the streets. Truth is, if I try to hold a full-time job down, my back's fried. I'm doing everything I can to keep from having any kind of back surgery or anything like that. And if I went back to work full time, and I want to tell you, I was in so much pain when I was working. I can imagine what it's going to be like if I went back. But when I do things, by the end of the day, if it's extremely physical, by the end of the day, I'm stupid because I'm in pain. Would I go back to work? If I had no choice in it, I would. Would I be able to hold a job down? I don't know, because with the way things are, if I missed a day of work or I had to go home early due to the fact I couldn't stand anymore or whatever, they're going to let me go. And due to my age, if you're taking Social Security away from these people that are in their 70s and stuff, how do you expect them to survive? How do you expect them to live if you cut the Social Security down here? Oh, back in the old days, like when all the families, they lived with a family member and the family member took care of them, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? Big families are not out there like it was. They don't live in big family units like they did because back in, everybody was usually miles apart, and a lot of times the house that the parents lived in, the kids moved in and lived in there with the parents and took care of the parents, so on and so on and so on. A lot of them raised crops and stuff and things in that area. Used to, they when you reached 65, you had to retire. You had no choice that you retired or else. Now they let you work past it. Now they want to raise the retirement age up to a total of 70, and then now they want to get rid of the total retirement. Okay, now you're sitting there, you're going home, you got people waiting on you, you got a suit on that costs more than most people's month of wages or two, and you want to take all this away from them. You've been in politic families for years or whatever. You've never went hungry. You've never been without a roof over your head. And you want to take Social Security away from us? You want to take disability away from people who really can't function in a normal society? Or injuries are so bad, or they're sick due to health issues, whether it's from kidney transplant issues or liver problems or whatever. And I'm not saying some of these people didn't put themselves there by being gruggies and alkies and things like that. I'm not saying it. And I'm not saying there's not people out there that scams the system, because there is. And I'm not saying that some of these people, as long as they stay on their medication, could probably hold a job down. But the fact is, as soon as you take their insurance and everything away from them, they're not going to have the money to stay on the meds, because the meds is so doggone expensive. Taking Social Security and disability away from us would be one of the biggest mistakes there is. You would end up with more people on the streets because they have no place to go. Maybe they want to take the Social Security away, hoping that these elderly people won't survive. Who knows? There's whatever reason. But you can't do this. All you're going to do is create more problems than helping. Because most young families can barely take care of themselves and their children. Let alone you expect them to take care of the responsibility of a senior couple that you throw it on their lap, say, here, take care of them. We're not letting them have any money to survive on. Taking Social Security and disability away is the biggest mistake in the world. These people, and I know for personal experience, I have worked hard all my life, working 6-7 days a week, 2 jobs often, and you want to take everything away from them. You want to take everything away from me. And you don't ever go to bed hungry. You got a roof over your head. You have people that waits on you. And shame on all of y'all that wants to do that, because you need to be the one living on the streets, and you need to be the one in the supplies, and you need to be the one that's living in the car and know what it's like when people loses everything they got. That's bottom line. This life prepper here saying be safe, be happy. Bless you all.